Good evening once again, and welcome once again to the Invictus Racing League Realistic Performance United States Grand Prix. After a brief delay due to technical difficulties, we are just about ready to go green flag racing. Of course, here with Malc, as always, we haven't technically went anywhere, just had to start a new stream.
Absolutely, and we do apologise for that, guys. Obviously, nothing out of our control as well, but obviously we are back. It's like Groundhog Day and stuff, but obviously we've already done the qualifying. The guys already done their stuff as well. We're just waiting for the guys to get themselves in the right positions as well. So should be not only should be starting in about a few minutes time anyway. So but while we're mentioning about that, Pascal Ducel, he driven a magnificent qualifying lap. He did a 31.188, if I remembered it right. So that was an impressive time in a Renault, right, as well, Tim.
Yeah, Pascal Ducel, ever since joining the Realistic Performance League just a few weeks ago, I believe his first race was actually the Russian Grand Prix. I'll get you confirmation on that here in just a moment. But ever since then, he has really just kind of set the league on fire. I don't believe that he is in contention for the championship with only 6 races remaining, counting today, of course. But, in fact, yes, his first race was Russia. He finished in 2nd place. Then he DNF'd the next race in Japan, and then won his very first race at Monza. Then last week he scored, 2 weeks ago rather, he scored 7 points, and now today in the United States he is starting on the pole. So Pascal Ducel definitely going to be a driver to watch out for in the Realistic Performance League for the remainder of the season, and if he races with us next season as well, because if he's able to start from the beginning and just hit the ground running, he might be able to challenge for the title, because unfortunately he just won't be able to do that this season due to the lack of races remaining.
Absolutely, pardon me. Absolutely, but hopefully we might see him be a contender in the near future. That's the main point of it all. But I'd be interested to see how a progressing career of a driver gradually going up and up and up as well. So it's good things for Pascal Ducel, and see if he can try and keep that consistency going. That's the main thing as well. So yeah, we're just going to load up with the race itself, guys. So hopefully we won't have any more technical issues, but we will. But for the drivers who have already started in the top 10, they will have some fresh tyres. So our predicted 9 laps to like 8 to 9 lap is the pit stop for the one stop. That's kind of be out of the window now because they'll be on the fresh tyres. So I will not be surprised if they go a little bit longer, as you said, Tim. They might be able to go a little bit longer than before. But then again, they may want to try and get in early to try and avoid the traffic as well, and try and get ahead of the pack as well. That's a good thing as well. So if you are joining the stream, good evening to you all. We are going to start the race in about a few minutes time, but check out our InvictusRacingLeague.com for all the latest news and everything like that on the website, and also check out all the social media sites of Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Check them out, guys. So Tim, are you excited? Good to be back?
I'm excited, and it's good to be back, as long as we are able to get the race underway. Of course, we're still waiting to see if that is going to be a possibility. One set of technical difficulties, though, should not deter us from trying, which is exactly what we're going to try to do here today. And still, you know, I'm still going to stay with my top 3 picks. I picked Eric Pancakes, Nightshades, and Harry V in any particular order for the top 3 positions at the end of this race. I do wish, though, that maybe there were 4 or 5 steps on that podium instead of 3, because I would put Pascal Ducel and Hulkenberger in the mix as well. We have a lot of fast drivers here today. We have a lot of them that could potentially stand on the podium, and it's just so hard to choose sometimes.
It's hard to choose, I do agree, but we've got we've got some brilliant drivers. Don't get me wrong, we've got some competitive drivers as well, but it's the Performance League. anything can go, especially with a performance type car. You might be on, you might have the fastest car if you're a slow driver, but if you're the fastest driver, you'll get the slowest car as well. So it depends on performance, and it depends on the track, and it depends on the competitiveness of trying to get past your next challenger, which is your next driver ahead as well. So I do agree it's very, very tough, but these guys really want to try and get into that top 3 tonight, and whoever does will be. It feels like you've won £1 million, or in American terms, you've won $1 million as well, doesn't it feel like it as well, Tim?
Yeah, I'm sure it does. And you know, the thing with Nightshades, though, because I'm noticing some people are saying that he might be able to get a second win of the week here, is the thing with Nightshades is that he's got a championship to worry about too. So I'm wondering if he's thinking more about a race win today, or if he's thinking more about a championship, because sometimes you have to concede a position and take the points finish instead of risking it for a win. So that's something very curious I'd love to talk to Nightshades about later on, if he's able to stand on the podium. I'll ask him in the interviews just to see what goes through his head at the beginning of these races and how he plans them out, because obviously you can plan a race out, but then what happens can be completely different. So you always have to be on your toes and make sure that you're ready to change that strategy, you're ready to change your approach in order to have the best race, because obviously sometimes you're worried about winning a race, sometimes you're worried about the championship, and there's just so many factors that you have to worry about, so many things at play, so many variables, that it's just hard to really get down the perfect race.
Yeah, with Nightshades, I mean, don't get me wrong, Nightshades is he's probably got that mentality to just try and do every race one step at a time. Same with all the drivers. But some drivers may want to risk it and say, I'm going to go for this, whether people like it or not. But like for me, I would go one race at a time, because if I think of ahead, and then I said, right, I'm going to win this title, whether people like it or not, and then if I lose, they'll be like, well, where's your title? Do you know what I mean? These guys are going to try and do one race at a time, and it's at different conditions as well, because I mean, we're at the beautiful Circuit of the Americas as well, a beautiful sunny day as well, at like I said, at this famous track as well. So, but with Nightshades, I think he does it race at a time, but just plans it as best as he can, to be fair. But as long as he gets ahead of Harry, and obviously Wojtek, that's what he probably needs to think about, majority of it. If he can try and get ahead of those two, as well as everyone else, obviously, but the mainly at the moment for the title is those two, I will not be surprised. I think he can have the ability to try and get into the podium, but then again, I don't want to make it as a commentator's curse for everyone tonight, to be fair. But for everyone's sake, it'd be quite interesting, to be fair. And I would like to see some of the drivers who are in for a good shout as well. And we're on for the starting grid, so I'll let you do the honours, Tim.
And an honor it is each and every week. Now, wow, it really is like Groundhog Day today, isn't it? Just waiting on the grid to find their appropriate positions. Hopefully, we will be going green this time. Let's just wait and see. We're anxious in the booth. Those drivers are anxious in their cars. So let's just see what happens here today. A Renault on the front row. And here we go. You hear those itchy pedal feet. You hear those engines revving. The drivers watching the lights. It looks like we're going to go this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights in the air. No red lights. We are green for the Realistic Performance League at the United States Grand Prix. And already you got the Renault leading them out. And there's contact between Ryan and the Red Bull of Eric Pancakes, who's sending it over on the outside, going into second, now back to third. And there's more contact as a Racing Point spins. That is Ginger Tiger spinning into the grass and dropping down. Plasma Ducel still leads. Nightshades in second, Eric Pancakes in third. And there's some front wings in the mid-pack going and bouncing everywhere on track.
Absolutely, and also Bando Blitz has gone wide. He had a spin actually. They go. TL4S is going to make the move on Spud, and what a move! Is he kept it going? Oh, contact! There's been contact between TL4S and Spud, and also we got I believe Ginger Tiger. Oh, a bit of contact from Dylan as well. So. A bit of a mad start as always at the Performance League, Tim.
And TL4S just in front of Ginger Tiger now. He's trying to work on Dylan there. TL4S looking on the inside of, or Ginger Tiger looking on the inside of TL4S, but not able to do anything with a little bit of a lockup there from the right front on that Racing Point machine. Now let's take a look at Hulkenberger. He dropped significantly on the start, all the way down to 7th from 3rd place. And now he's working, and oh my goodness, the Mercedes of Turok spun out on his own, dropping back like a rock now. I don't believe he hit any wall, but he is definitely losing positions on the track, and it's only lap 1. But Hulkenberger trying to chase down Eric Pancakes, who also dropped on that start, down to 6th place. And now it's just a matter of who can recover from what seems to be an abysmal start from most of these drivers.
Yeah, absolutely, and a bit of a mad stuff as well. So still mad scenes at the Performance League as well, and just try and have a look at some of the battles that we have seen quite a few times. Saab has retired. He's gone off track at the first sector. At the first sector. And I believe we have got the safety car, Tim.
That we do, a full safety car here today on only the 2nd lap. So that's actually going to allow some of these drivers to breathe a little bit.
Absolutely. It's just a bit of a... This is what I was saying to you before when we had the technical difficulties tonight, where each race that we have witnessed in this week, we have had the safety car, and obviously I will not be surprised at this stage where the soft tyres are going to be, well, they've only had the 1 lap, so obviously I would expect them to keep out. To be fair, I would expect them to be where they are now, unless they had wing damage as well, to be fair. And I don't know if you've mentioned about it, but it's just absolutely mad start. Oh, I thought that was a tease of the Renault of the Passement du Sel, but Ryan has moved up to the pit stop, and also Hulk is going to the pit. Same with Gareth, Dylan, O'Steven as well. So those drivers are in the pits, so they should be on for some fresh tyres as well. So, Tim, with the safety car, Passement du Sel, Nightshades, Wojtek, Harry, Eric and Matty, they all still stuck with the softs for now. And TL4S is in the hard tyres, to be fair, on to move up to 7th. That's an impressive drive from TL4S.
Yeah, that's a good drive from TL4S. And of course, even though the hard tires could probably make it to the end of the race, maybe, he obviously does have to pit due to the regulation that requires 2 different tire compounds. So we will see him pit, but I would imagine that he's going to try to go for that hard to soft strategy. So it's a matter of him being able to stay in 7th position at this point. He's going to have the pace, because he's going to have guys in front of him with mostly fresh softs. He's going to have guys behind him with fresh mediums, because Ryan pitted for fresh mediums, and it looks like Gareth and Dylan actually pitted for fresh hards along with O'Steven. So a lot of differing pit strategies here with this early safety car. Personally, I think that the better strategy would have been to stay out on the softs if you're in the position of Passement du Sel, Nightshades, Wojtek. Like somewhere up toward the front, you can stick with your strategy and maybe even extend the soft tires life just a little bit. Because while we're running under the safety car, obviously we're running under slower conditions, slower speeds, so the tires aren't going to wear as dramatically as they would under race conditions. So where these tires will last about 12 laps under race conditions, I'd say that they might last 14 laps or so under, once we get back green under the safety car conditions. So really, I think that Passmore Ducel, Nightshades, Wojtek, I think those drivers really made a good call. Harry there in fourth, Eric, all of them staying out. Not sure exactly why Ryan decided to pit so early, but if he's standing at the top spot of the podium at the end of this race, then that question will be answered.
Absolutely, but it's just keeping that cool and calm and making the right decisions at the right time. And to be fair though, you can go on the mediums and try and keep on, but it just all depends on if they've got some brilliant tyre wear, tyre management, shall we say, as well. So that's the biggest question of it all. It's just, it'll be so much battles galore. That's what we are looking forward to as well. We might have the safety car coming in this lap, depending on how Bando Blitz is coming in to try and join up. At the moment, we've got the penalties of Matty with 5 seconds. Bando's got a 3-second time penalty, and also Spud, unfortunately, he has got a drive-through penalty, so unfortunately he'll have to serve it after the safety car stint as well. You can't do the drive-through through the safety car, unfortunately. You have to take it just like within just after the safety car itself. So while the drivers are all trying to warm up and trying to push on massively, so all drivers are all getting close together now. So I was technically right that we might have the safety car coming in this lap. We'll find out in a moment too once the safety car crosses over the line in for the third sector. Oh, Bando has lost the car at the back end, so we will be able to have a so we will have the restart. So Tim, I'll let you carry on with this.
All right, well, there you see Bando there in 18th place after losing it. So now we'll look at Nightshades here in second place. Of course, you see Passmore Ducel way up there in first. Everyone trying to regroup here. So on board with Nightshades, we will ride on board them and see if Passmore Ducel is able to get a better jump. There you see the safety car pulling into the pits. It's Passmore Ducel, the control car now, and he's going to have to catch Nightshade sleeping out of the final corner. And when does Passmore Ducel go for it? He goes now, and look at that, already putting over half a second between the two drivers. Nightshade was very much caught off guard there by Passmore Ducel, but now it looks like Nightshade is able to close the gap just a very little bit through turn 1, out of turn 1 now, approaching turn 2, and the gap is still the same, 0.7 of a second. Wojtek on the rear, though, of Nightshades there in that McLaren. So Nightshades in the AlphaTauri, Wojtek in the McLaren as Bando Blizz looks like he is retired, unfortunately, from this race, so bad luck for him there. But you see the top 3 racing. It is Renault versus AlphaTauri versus McLaren, and look at this, a Williams in 4th and a Red Bull in 5th.
Absolutely.
And that Red Bull in 5th is actually having, sorry Malc, but he is having a one hell of a time trying to fend off DXT Matty in the McLaren there in 6th place. It looked for just a moment like Matty was going to really send it on the inside and go around him, but unfortunately for Matty was not able to get a run on him, so he's going to have to try to regroup here, trying to use that slipstream to get underneath him, and he does send it this time, and there's contact, just a little bit between Eric Pancakes and DXT Matty, but Matty concedes the position and lets Eric Pancakes move forward.
Absolutely. Got Ryan trying to close the gap onto Spud between 9th and 10th respectively, but also got nitrogash just ahead in between. So Spud needs to try and do his drive-through penalty. I believe, if I'm mistaken, he has to serve it within the three laps. And looks like it might be Gareth who went a little bit wide. And it looked like Dylan was Tarak is trying banging out with Dylan for 12th place, and mad restart of the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League. Can Tarak make the move? No, he was thinking about it. He's got the mediums, and Dylan
is going to have a chance. Contact between Tarak and Hulkenberger. Turok went wide. Hulkenberger went underneath, and then Turok rejoined the track, got into Hulkenberger, and there's going to be front wing damage on that AlphaTauri, I am sure. Hulkenberger, last week's winner in Austria, now having to go all the way back to 15th place. A bad start for him, puts him all the way back there, and there is no right side end plate on that AlphaTauri.
Oh no, unfortunately for the two drivers, they need to try and get back into the pits. So hopefully they'll try and get another safety car as quickly as possible. We got Dylan on the back on the challenge of Gareth, trying to close the gap. He's wondering he wasn't going to make the move at all, but he's trying to keep intact. He got Ginger Tiger and O'Stephen join the pack against Gareth, who's in 11th place. TL4S has dropped down to 9th place. So Spud and TL4S having a good battle side by side, but see how it goes in the next few laps now. But Gareth trying to hold on for 11th with Dylan, Ginger Tiger and O'Stephen joining the pack. Yes, Spud has to do the drive-through penalty. Spud has tried to do the penalty. Ginger Tiger trying to make the move on to Dylan on the last corner of turn 20, but it looked like he didn't have enough room. But again, Dylan will have to try and hold on for 11th. Gareth moved up to 10th. Try and have a look to see if there's any other battles other than we got Wojtek trying to battle out with his teammate of Nightshades in 2nd place, and then we got obviously the battle between Gareth and Dylan, which I'm watching, and then we got nitrogash and Ryan could have a little bit of battle with TL4S in a moment too. But yeah, we got, unfortunately for Saab, Bando and Paul Racetech, they're unfortunately out of the race itself tonight on the Invictus Racing League Performance League. And Dylan's got a chance. He's got the DRS. Is he going to try and make the move? Too wide scenario coming up too. Gareth's trying to break in, and Dylan made the move into 10th place. But can Gareth try to make the move? No, not yet. He's trying everything he can, and just at the back of the grid, you got Ginger Tiger. Gareth's making the move on the inside. He's trying to do the old switcheroo. Dylan's trying to go side by side. Too wide. No, don't you dare do this to me, Gareth. Oh, damn! He just made the move and stuck it in to 10th place, Tim.
Yeah, and I saw that Gareth Hall making a good crossover move, as well as Dylan. Of course, Gareth ultimately getting the position in 10th place there. But now it looks like something was wrong with Gareth there. For a minute, he was wobbling all over the straightaway. And now there goes Dylan underneath him, trying to send it in there. And Dylan makes the move, he clears it, but is he going to be able to hold on to it? They're still side by side. Gareth Hall getting the run out of turn 1. They're side by side through the S's now. Gareth moving into 10th place. Dylan in 11th. Oh my goodness, this is amazing. What a fantastic battle we're watching here. Gareth Hall in 10th, Dylan in 11th, and they will just not let up on each other. This is good, clean, and hard racing that you see in the Invictus Racing League. This is what we love to see. This is what we come to these races for. This is amazing to see, and now I think it might be calming down, but just as I say that, they'll probably start to turn up the heat just a little bit again. Dylan looking on the inside of Gareth, but Gareth getting a better exit out of the corner, but Dylan will have the slipstream, and I do believe he'll have the DRS as well. So he's going to use that to his advantage to try to get around this racing point, and he's trying. Gareth Hall trying to run to the inside. Can't do it anymore, and now they're side by side and into the corner, and a big lockup from the left front of Dylan allows him to go into the 10th position ahead of Gareth. Another lockup from the right front that time, and now Gareth has to try to get back by Dylan, and he does the same move that he did last time, going on the inside, but now Dylan doing the crossover once again, and this time he gets to keep the position as he moves ahead of Gareth. So Gareth now trying to do what Dylan did and get back by around him. They're basically just trading positions at this point and not even coming into contact with each other. So very talented drivers that we see here. But who will get the better run out of this final corner? I think it's going to be Dylan, because Gareth was on the curb and he had a little bit of wheel spin. But Gareth, I'm pretty sure, has the DRS, and he's looking underneath him now. And they're side by side into turn number 1. And Ginger Tiger throwing his hat into the ring now. Almost some contact between Ginger Tiger and Dylan. Maybe a little bit of contact between Gareth and Dylan. And Steven has thrown his hat into the mix as well. So Ferrari joining this battle too. So it is Dylan, Gareth in 11th and 10th, and then Steven in 12th, Ginger Tiger in 13th. A 4-car battle for the top 10. And remember, you score points as long as you finish. So this is not a battle for the points position. This is just a battle for the top 10.
What a battle so far. Unbelievable stuff, Tim. Unbelievable stuff. And also, you got Spud now joining into this battle. So we've got a 5-car battle. Oh my God. Could we see? We might have the famous, can we see the two in a bed moment? That's the big question. Dylan could have a chance. We have got a two in a bed. We got a two in a bed. Oh, so Spud and Ginger Tiger making the move. And also, Dylan making the move into 10th. And Gareth drops down to 11th. But he's getting himself back up to 10th place. Oh my God. Can Gareth hold on? Can Gareth hold on, try and keep on the inside? Like he has been doing for the last few laps. Or got a little bit wide at turn 15, but Dylan's trying to keep on the inside and still battling out. It looks like Matty has got he's got into the pits actually, sorry. I thought he's dropped a few positions, but it looks like Spud has got a chance to try and make the move on to Steven, but you really cannot get rid of this battle, because you just never know what to expect back. And now Dylan's now making the move into the inside line. That's turn 1. And he hasn't. Gareth's still holding on. Fair play to these drivers. And Dylan, I thought he was going to gamble through the S's, which we have never seen before. A 2-wide scenario through the S's, Tim.
And he did think about it. But then he thought better of it, which was definitely the right call, because that could have only ended one way, and that is with one or both of those cars in the wall, and that's not what any of these drivers or any of us want to see as well. But look at Dylan really on the back of Gareth this time around. Now let's see, is he going to go underneath him? Yes, he does. Maybe some minor contact that time out of that corner, and then Dylan gets loose. He gets loose, but he hangs on to it, still going forward, but Gareth Hall now has half a second on him. My goodness, and now is it Steven that's coming close to him? Yes, it is Steven using that slipstream and the DRS to get around him, but now Dylan really just outbraking Gareth on the inside. Almost contact, but not quite. Gareth versus Dylan versus Sir Spud now in the Mercedes, because Steven back there in 12th, and we'll ride on board with Sir Spud. He's got the best view of this battle. Sir Spud going on the inside, trying to get by Dylan. Gareth Hall finally caught wind of Dylan's trick going on the outside of that corner to get a better exit, and that allowed Gareth to keep the position through there that time. This is the battle for 9th now, due to someone having to make a pit stop further up the grid. So Gareth Hall in 9th, Dylan in 10th now, and Sir Spud in 11th with Steven in 12th. And wow, look at that. Sir Spud really had to check up and avoid Dylan there. Almost got into the back of him, but was able to avoid him. But that cost him the exit speed out of that corner. But what did not cost Dylan the exit speed was just going out of that corner. Now on the inside, it's so close between the two drivers, but Gareth Hall and Dylan just battling it out very closely. But I think Gareth might have been able to get him, because Gareth is relentless, Dylan is a little bit quicker. Between the two, neither of them want to lose.
You don't want to lose this battle, especially coming up to nearly the halfway marker of the Invictus Racing League, the Performance League at the USA Grand Prix as well. So we nearly had 3 wide at one point. So could we see that? Could we see that happening? Or could we see, well, we haven't seen for a very long time, a 4 wide scenario? That would be immense stuff. Here we go. Dylan now has got the slipstream of Gareth. He's going to try and make the move on the inside and Spud! All contact between as Dylan and Gareth, and Spud is going to go around the outside. Oh my God, 2 wide again. Gareth's going to keep round the end. Oh, come on! Oh, what a move! Oh, what a move there from Gareth, and there's still a little bit of contact between Spud and Dylan. But now, Steven's going to go around the outside. Oh my God, no! Oh my god, this is mad! This is mad racing, and now the McLaren of Matty is joining this party as well.
Now,
What a battle!
While we've been watching this battle, there have been pit stops toward the front of the pack. Eric Pancakes is now the leader with 11 laps on those soft tires. Everyone else has pitted. Passmont, Ducel, Nightshades, Wojtek, all of them have pitted either for the mediums or the hards. And look at Matty really sending it underneath Sir Spud, but is he going to be able to make the move? No, he does not. Sir Spud keeps it, but look ahead. Dylan and Gareth still battling out. You can't fit a piece of paper between these two cars. They just stay close together. It's like the front nose of Dylan's car is locked to the gearbox of Garrett's car, and they just will not let up. Each and every lap, it's constant battling, a little bit of contact as you saw through the second sector last time around.
Yeah, Wojtek has made the move. Sorry to interrupt there, Tim. Wojtek has made the move into 6th. IRL PS has dropped down to 7th place, and I tell you what, there's a 5. You could not believe this is the mid pack. You could not believe this is the mid pack of the race. And Dylan's going to try again to make the move on Gareth. And it looks like Spud's going to try and make the move again onto Stephen. You could not write any script at all. Dylan's making the move, but Gareth holding on. Gareth is holding on for dear life. Pancakes. Spud is going to try and dive into the inside. Has he done it? No, he hasn't. Oh my god. You cannot get rid of this battle at all. And now, by the looks of things, it looks like Hulk is also joining this party as well. So we got a 6 and possibly 7th car battle in the next lap or two, Tim.
A train is forming behind Gareth and Dylan. This is the Gareth and Dylan train that we're watching here now. And we're watching the front two cars of Gareth and Dylan in this battle. And it looks like it might be calming down now. So let's take a look for just a minute at TO4S up here in 6th as we actually look for another battle, which I don't think actually exists anymore. TO4S was getting close to Wojtek earlier on, but has since dropped back. So this might be the only battle that we have to see at the moment, and it is just getting even more intense. It looks like Matty and Hulkenberger and O'Steven are really getting close together. Hulkenberger, of course, after that unfortunate contact with Tarak earlier, just trying to rebound. He's got 5 laps on those soft tires, so he's going to be a little bit quicker than these guys for a few more laps if he's able to get around them, because all of these drivers are either on the mediums or the hard. Sir Spud on mediums, Gareth, Dylan, O'Steven, and Matty all on the hard tires as we ride on board with the McLaren. But now let's rejoin Dylan up there in 10th because he's getting close to Gareth once again, locked onto the gearbox of that Racing Point.
Sorry, that was mad, but Alpha Tauri of Hulk made the move on Matty for 13th place, and just at the nick of time after the DRS zone. Looks like Tarak, I thought he was going to try and make the move again onto turn 15, but you cannot write this script at all. While this battle's galore, I think we've got a close battle actually between nitrogash, Nightshades, and also Passmont Ducel. But Tim, I'll let you get back to that battle between Gareth and Dylan, because that's definitely going to be the battle of the race tonight, surely, tonight.
That it is, and we're going to have to monitor that very closely. Just taking a brief look at Nitrogash and Nightshades at the moment, and you see that it's really just they're running in a line at the moment. Nightshades can get close to Nitrogash, but he can't really get around him. But then we go back here to Dylan, and it is just intense battling with Gareth. Look at this. He was trying to go around the outside of the S's once again, but thought better of it. It's almost like he's just trying to flirt with disaster here, and now it looks like O'Steven was able to make a move briefly around Hulkenberger, but has since lost that position. This is just a constant jostling around a position between this mid-pack, and really this is closer to the back of the pack than it is the mid-pack at this point. Like, my goodness. Hulkenberger in 12th now, trying to move forward. Sir Spud on the back of Dylan, who is on the back of Gareth. So we have a 3-car tandem going down this straightaway. My goodness, and who is going to win out on this battle? There goes Dylan around the inside, and then Sir Spud on the outside. It's 3 wide going into the corner, and Gareth really trying to pinch Dylan. Dylan trying to force Gareth just a little bit wide, and Gareth is able to get the position, and now Sir Spud sends it on the inside of Dylan, so that takes his line away. That's taking Dylan's line away. He does not like that at all, and Sir Spud going around the outside, and he's going going to get a better exit out of this corner, but he spins. He spins a little bit of a wheel spin on the curb, so that allows Dylan to get back by him into the 10th position, and he's able to battle with Gareth once again. But then behind him, we got another Mercedes involved, Turok involved with this. It's almost a 3-car battle for the 12th position and a 2-car battle for the 9th position ahead of him. And there's some contact between the two, contact between Steven and Turok there for just a brief moment in time. And Hulkenberger in 12th place trying to chase down Sir Spud still. And Dylan and Gareth still locked nose to tail as they have been for most of this race. And now they're battling it out, and Dylan goes very, very wide, and Gareth on the inside. He's able to hang on to 9th. My goodness, they won't let up.
They won't let up, but that was close. That was close for Dylan. He's trying to get past Gareth. God knows how many laps, but he's been trying everything he can, but nothing he can get past as quickly as possible. But Wojtek has made the move on to nitrogash for 4th place. But what a race! What a way to come back into the Performance League. And it's good to be back after a week's break. Oh my god, Sir Spud trying to... Oh my god, Hulk with that soft tyres. He might have a chance of the 2 wide. With both of them have got DRS. It looks like... Oh my god, what's going to happen? This is going to mad. This is going to go mad. Oh, Hulk's with the move on to Sir Spud. No, he hasn't. He's just dropped himself outside, but he's going round the outside of Sir Spud. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, don't you dare do this to me. Oh my god. Hulk, hold on. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sir Spud has lost the position onto of Hulk there. But Pancakes and Eric and TL4S have had a bit of battles, and 2 cars have just gone wide.
Both Mercedes went wide. My goodness, and Sir Spud in the gravel trap now. DXC Matty, and oh my goodness, who was that? Turok almost hitting the wall on the front straightaway. He got loose out of the final corner. He had to save it. He did a miraculous job at saving that. That car should be in the wall, but it's not. Good job to Turok. And now Matty is in 11th with a front seat row on the battle between Gareth and Dylan, who are just so very close together. There is nothing more that you can say about these two other than neither of them want to lose. 2 very talented drivers who just refuse to lose. They will not let up. They will not give anyone an inch. They won't hit anyone on purpose. But you better believe that they're going to make it very difficult for each other to pass one another.
Absolutely, and Gareth has done an absolutely magnificent job of holding on, and now he's just gone a little bit wide. With this, it might have a chance now for Dylan to make the move. But with both drivers on ERS, it looks like Gareth has got a lot of ERS compared to Dylan. So Dylan, that was right close. That was right close to Gareth's car on the wheel. But can Gareth try to do the old switcheroo? He needs to try to do something.
There
Dylan's trying to keep on. He's going to try and keep on the inside. Gareth's going to have to go around the outside. Still. But Gareth ain't giving up this position. And he's took it. He's took it again. Gareth has took it again, making the move into 9th. You would think this is the battle for the lead, more so than anything else. Tim, this is mad. But this, for the mid-pack, this has been one hell of a race, to be fair. One hell of a race. Got some penalties to be updated on. Wojtek has got 3-second time penalty. Eric has got 3-second time penalty. Same with TL4S, Dylan, Tarak, and Matty. They've all had 3 seconds worth of penalties so far in this race. Tim.
Yeah, and that is really going to put a bit of a damper into this battle. So now Dylan doesn't just have to get around Gareth. He has to get 3 seconds ahead of him in order to finish ahead of him. But I think this battle might finally be calming down, so that might give us a chance to rejoin the leaders, at least for a brief moment. There you see Nightshades, who has inherited the lead of this race, along with Passmois Ducel there in second, following closely behind. Not quite as intense of a battle as we've seen back there in the mid-pack, but nonetheless, you see that Renault driver really chasing down that AlphaTauri, and with his sights set on that bull ahead of him. McLaren in the third position of Wojtek there you see, but he is 2.9 seconds behind, so there's not a lot of a battle going on there. So it's really spaced out at the front, and now Eric Pancake's making a move on nitrogash, and nitrogash actually went into the pit, so Eric Pancakes will inherit the 5th place position with Ryan just behind him, 0.3 seconds behind. So 0.3 of a second separating the Renault and the Red Bull as they go through turn 1 and out of turn 1 now, approaching turn number 2. And now we'll rejoin the mid-pack battle because Turok is starting to get close on Dylan, but just as I do that, he dives down into the pits. So Turok will not be able to move past Dylan, and it finally has calmed down now. So really not a lot of battle. I think Gareth might have just won out, at least for the time being. He is in 9th place, lap 18 of 28 here for the United States Grand Prix, so not long left at all, already way past the halfway mark. So we'll keep with Passmod Ducel and Nightshades with this battle for the lead, because it's going to be sooner rather than later, I'd say, that Passmod Ducel is going to be chipping away at that gap and get around that AlphaTauri.
Absolutely, and obviously with Passmod Ducel trying to pressure on Nightshades, but as we mentioned earlier on, Tim, with Nightshades, as long as he gets ahead of Wojtek and Harry, this is still good stuff for him for the driver's standings, to be fair, to get his title hopes keeping alive as well. Dylan's now going to try and make the move on to Gareth, but not enough yet, not enough. He's trying to save that ERS as much as possible, but can Dylan try and make the move on to Gareth again? Stephen just lost the braking point, nearly went to the back of Dylan for 10th place, but hopefully with the Dylan with the lockup as well. So Stephen now trying to put the pressure on, and Matty's going to get even what's the word I'm after, it's it'll be agitated. Is that the right word to say? Agitated. Oh, a little bit of contact between Matty and O'Stephen, but Matty will try. Matty just say to O'Stephen, "Look, mate, I am here. I will make the move. So be watching." But I tell you what, Ginger Tiger is going to try and make the move. Too wide. It's 2 moves. Oh my God! But back up from 2 moves down to the last one, and it's still too wide between Ginger Tiger and also with Matty. But I will not go too wide through the S's. No way to go too wide. But look at Passmod Ducel actually, Tim. He's getting close to Nightshades in first place. 3/10 now is the gap, with 10 laps left of the Invictus Racing League Performance League. Can Nightshades hold on with those medium tyres? You would think so. But with Passmod Ducel playing it safe on the hards, it's going to be Nightshades needs to try and push and keep it consistent as well, Tim.
I think we're going to see Passmod Ducel get by Nightshades by the end of this thing. It's been slowly but surely that he's been eating away at that gap, and even though he's on those hard tires, I still think that he's going to have the better set when it gets to the end, because those medium tires, of course, wear a little bit quicker than those hards. So once we get to the end, around lap 27, 28, when it gets to 2 laps to go, Nightshades is going to have 14 laps on those medium tires, and you said that they can only last about 20 at their max around here. So Passmod Ducel with the hard tires will have about the same laps on those tires, but they can last longer, obviously. So I think that when it comes down to the end of this race, we're going to see a Renault victory with Passmod Ducel and Nightshades coming in second. I could be very wrong about that, but we'll just have to sit back and wait and see. This battle, of course, we've been so fixated on the mid-pack battle, we haven't been able to talk about these drivers a whole lot. But Nightshades, and never mind, Passmod Ducel going around Nightshades, so it doesn't matter that he was leading, because now it's Passmod Ducel who's leading and made the pass look easy with relative ease, and now he's pulling away. And Nightshades, it looks like he's really struggling. A huge lock up there from the right front is not going to do him any favors at all.
Absolutely not. I know I said probably about 20 laps with the tyre wear, but I did say after it might be, depending on, they could do it a little bit longer if they manage the tyre wear perfectly well. That's the big question of it all. But Passmod Ducel trying to keep that consistency going, but as I said, Nightshades, all he has to do is just get ahead of Harry and Wojtek in one race at a time, and he could do it. But it's just to keep it cool and calm and collective as well. And we have to go back to the top, back to the 9th, 10th, and 11th battle, because we still fixated with this. because Stephen tried to make the move onto Dylan on for 10th place, but I've got to say this on the street. Fair play to Gareth for keeping the guys at the back for all that laps, and he's done. And Matty just laid Hulk through, but I wonder if Matty's going to the pits. Matty is going into the pits. I wonder if he's had front wheel damage, or he's going to try and get the fastest lap, or try and get the soft tyres as well. And now Dylan's making the move.
On the inside, is he going to be able to keep it, though? He tried to push Gareth just a little bit wide, but Gareth on the preferred line through turn number 2 is going to be able to get around it, but now they're approaching the S's and did not want to go 2x2 through there. And a good job from Dylan to back out of that as well, because that could have been a chaotic ending to what has been a fantastic battle thus far.
Absolutely. I said this. All I'm going to say is fair play to Gareth for holding this battle for all this time, to be fair, and it's just immense stuff. So Gareth trying to defend against Dylan. He would have lots of that ERS as much as possible. So Dylan's going to try. He's going to try and make the move. No, but Hulk. He's going to try and make the move on to O'Stephen. Hulk is making the move on to O'Stephen for 12th. For 11th place, sorry. O'Stephen holding on for dear life. So we'll have to wait and see how it goes, Tim.
I think Hulkenberg is going to be able to get around O'Stephen sooner rather than later, but he doesn't have a lot of time to really work with it. But there he's on the outside. He goes a little bit wide, and now the Mercedes of Turok goes underneath him. So it's O'Stephen still trying to chase down Dylan. Not sure where Turok is now. He's kind of dropped back, but it was so very close. Hulkenberger had to drop back a little bit as well. There was some contact between the two, between Turok and Hulkenberger, I do believe. Hulkenberger went wide, tried to rejoin the track, and as he did, Turok was there, and there was contact between the two, and we saw that earlier on in this race. So it's a little bit of history there between those two drivers, but not as bad of an ending this time as it was prior. And now it looks like Harry's starting to make some moves up through the pack and making a move into 5th place. We will take a look at him because he just went around Eric Pancakes as we ride on board with the Red Bull driver through the 2nd sector, approaching the 3rd sector now. Will the Red Bull be able to get back around that Williams? I don't believe so. Harry got a much better exit out of that corner, and it looks like he is just sailing away, even with 1 lap older tires than what Eric Pancakes has. Pascal Ducel still leads this race over Nightshades in 2nd and Wojtek in 3rd. And now Ginger Tiger making a move up into the 13th place. But it's Hulkenberger who just made a move around O'Stephen, and he's able to clear him this time as Dylan trying to go underneath of Gareth. But is he going to be able to make the move? No, he does not. So keep Gareth in that 9th position on your scorecards as Hulkenberger is now trying to once again, for probably the 10th time, throw his hat into the ring for this battle. And Dylan tried to go underneath of Gareth, not able to do it. Gareth hanging on and keeping these drivers behind him like he's done practically the entire race. But here comes Hulk. Dylan, watch out and watch your mirrors, because Hulkenberger, he is coming with a full head of steam on those medium tires. Only 5 laps on them. Oh! You got to remember, Hulkenberger and Dylan have time penalties. What is it now?
Sorry, Gareth has gone wide at turn 20, and now this could be a good opportunity for Dylan to make the move into turn 1. And he has made the move, and Hulk, he's made the move. No, I thought he was going to try and make the move into turn 1, but Gareth has done a stellar of a job to try and hold on for 9th place, but now he's had to give up that position to Dylan. But I thought Hulk, the way it looked on the camera view that I saw, it looked like Hulk made the move, 2 moves pretty much against O'Stephen, and also for Gareth as well, Tim.
Yeah, and Dylan did a fantastic job to capitalize on that opportunity. Gareth Hall with just a little bit of a wobble on the exit of the final corner, which set Dylan up very nicely going into turn 1. But now Gareth really with a full head of steam in the DRS, using it to get around Dylan and made it look easy. look at that. And now Hulkenberger going on the inside. There's contact between Gareth Hall and Dylan. So Dylan now does not have a right side end plate on that Alfa Romeo. So the wing is damaged. Wing damage for the Alfa Romeo. No wing damage for the Racing Point. No wing damage for the AlphaTauri, and no wing damage for the Ferrari that is on the tail of that Alfa Romeo. So a good battle might have just came to an end with unfortunate wing damage from Dylan. But will Gareth Hall be able to take a challenge to Hulkenberger? I don't believe so, as we see O'Steven trying to go around Dylan, but Dylan refuses to let up, much like he's done all day long, refuses to concede the position. Let's see if O'Steven can make the move into turn number 1. He's going to have the slipstream, he's going to have the DRS on, he's underneath him, but Dylan fighting back as hard as he can, running him all the way to the inside line, saying, if you're going to pass me, you're going to do it on the worst line possible. But he still gets around him. Dylan trying to make a crossover, but not able to make it work. That wing damage really holding him back. So move O'Steven up into the 11th position as Dylan tries, but to no avail to get around him. But just as I say that, he thought about going underneath him through the S's, and Dylan, I think that he's mad now with this wing damage. So he is driving like a man on a mission with a fire lit underneath him. But O'Steven will ultimately hang on to the 11th position, and Gareth is now 3 seconds behind Hulk, so no chance of a battle there in the foreseeable future. Let's take a look at Harry now, because he is having to battle with Eric Pancakes, who is getting ever so much closer, and contact into the final corner. Eric Pancakes gets into the back of Harry. I do not believe there's any wing damage on the Red Bull. Very lucky for Eric there, but that is going to allow Harry to stay ahead of him, because that really hurt the exit speed that Eric needed to make a run.
Absolutely, and while I was watching that mid-pack, I was watching these two drivers battling out, and I'll tell you what, Harry just kept holding back, like holding in, trying to get ahead of Eric Pancakes. But to be fair to Harry, he did well to keep back and trying to defend against Eric. But still, Harry does not want to lose as much points as he can, because obviously Nightshade is in second place. Himself is in 5th place as well. Wojtek, who was in 3rd, dropped down to 4th now. And we've got yellow flags on 1st, and I believe that's Tarak. Tarak is out of the race. Tarak is out of the race through the first sector of the S's, Tim.
No safety car though, so we will stay green. Lap 25 of 28, just 4 laps remaining in this race as Nightshades is starting to get closer to Passement du Sel.
So let's see how Nightshades can try and close the gap onto Passement du Sel. He needs to try and push on now. The tyre wear would probably be a little bit shot, shall we say, but hopefully he'll try and have. He's kept the gap as close to Passement du Sel as much as possible. So still, overall, Tim, it's been a stellar drive from Nightshades to keep the consistency going between himself and Passement du Sel. But yeah, let's see if he can try and. He does not want to lose that DRS gap, shall we say, of over 1 second, shall we say.
Yeah, Nightshades, he is flirting with losing that too, and he's on old mediums. So you gotta really understand that his car probably just is not handling the best at all. He's having trouble dealing with those tires at the moment. You know, we saw him be able to really take a challenge to Passement du Sel, but he might have used his equipment up at that point. So that might be all that Nightshades has. So he's within half a second of him now because of that heavy braking zone, but now Passement du Sel is able to put another tenth of a second between the two. So really, I do think that Passement du Sel is his race to lose at this point, as Nightshades has a little bit of a moment there, wobbles just a little bit, but is able to hang on to it. But that was a little bit of a dance for him in his car through that corner. Looked like he had a little bit of wheel spin, got on the throttle a bit too early, but was able to hang on to it. So Ryan back there in 3rd, just want to mention him for a minute. He is the newcomer this week, 1 of 2. Dylan, of course, the other one. Dylan, we've already seen plenty of here today, battling with Gareth. Unfortunately, though, due to wing damage, he will not do any better than 14th, more than likely, with just 2 laps remaining. But Ryan, in his first race with us, might just get a podium, so congratulations to him as you see him there just kind of running by himself through turn 1. But we have to stay with the battle for the lead because it's 2 laps to go, and Passement du Sel is starting to lose ground. to Nightshades. Nightshades looks like he's been able to regroup and mount a charge to set his sights on that Renault, but will it be enough? Will he be fast enough? There is lap traffic that might come into play here later on. That might be Dylan in the Alfa Romeo, but Dylan does pull over, let the leaders by, so good sportsmanship there. Does not want to interfere with this battle whatsoever, so good job from Dylan as they're in the second sector now, and through this infamous straightaway that we've seen so many battles and so many passes and so many attempts here today. But will Nightshades be able to be close enough to make an attempt on Passement Ducel? I don't think he is. Even with the DRS, it's just not going to be enough. Passement Ducel is too fast and too far ahead, so he is going to keep the first position without much of a challenge from Nightshades.
Absolutely, and you have to try and keep the consistency going. And Ginger Tiger's now made the move on to Gareth for 10th place as well. Now Matty is joining the pack of trying to close the gap as well. So we're just trying to see what happens here so far. But we have, as I said, we might have to go back into the top two. Harry's still battling out with Eric Pancakes for 5th place with 3/10 of the gap now. And we're on the final lap now. We've just gone on to the final lap. Can Nightshades now try and close the gap onto Passement Ducel? Both of these drivers have not got any penalties. Same with Ryan as well. But it's been instead of a job for Passement Ducel, Tim.
It really has. You know, he got the pole. He lost the lead through pit stops, but was able to rally back and get back around Nightshades to have that lead once again. And, you know, his strategy a little bit different from Nightshades, going from the soft to the hards, but it looks like it's really worked for him here today. And Nightshades really struggling in this last lap on those medium tires. So I think that Passement Ducel definitely the better strategy and definitely made the right call here today. Of course, he's not won it yet. He's only in the second sector, about halfway through the lap now, so he has to have a clean set of corners coming up. But as long as he's able to keep this car on track and he does not get any penalties, this is going to be his second win of the season. But we will just have to wait and see to make sure that he has a clean remainder of the lap, as it looks like Ryan back there is getting a little bit closer to Nightshades, but not close enough to really mount a challenge toward him in this final sector. In the third sector now, there you see the lap traffic of Dylan just behind Nightshades, but not going to be a factor. Here you see Passement Ducel about to round the final corner and score his second win of the year at the United States Grand Prix. Congratulations to the Frenchman. Nightshades in second place, Ryan in third in his first race, Wojtek going to come in 4th place. Eric Pancakes just behind him in 5th, but with time penalties, is that going to put Harry ahead of him? I think it's going to. 1.6 seconds between the two, so Harry will move up ahead of Eric Pancakes. Eric in 6th, Harry in 5th. Nitrogash will finish in 7th in that Ferrari, and TL44S in 8th in the Haas.
Yeah, brilliant drives there from the top, well, the top 10 drivers, to be fair. Instead of the drives, to be fair. Yeah, Passement Ducel just trying to get rid of the demons from the F3 race last night, and he's just chalked it off with a second win of the season. Nightshades on his second podium on the bounce. Ryan on his first ever podium this season. So yeah, it should be quite interesting stuff. But as we said earlier on, Nightshades is just ahead on the points standings as well. So that's what you need to get ahead of Wojtek, his teammate, and also Harry, who is also battling. These guys are just battling out for the driver standings. But obviously, Nightshades and Harry are the main contenders. But obviously, you never know in the Performance League. When you make one mistake, you get decent points. When you finish, you never know what's going to happen. So TL44S is the game's driver of the day. I feel like we've got quite a few contenders, I think, for driver of the day. Do you agree,
I
Tim?
think we do as well. I mean, I feel like Gareth should be one to at least consider as driver of the day, mainly because of his defending skills that we saw against Dylan and against O'Steven and all of those drivers in the mid-pack. However, with his 9th place finish, I think it's safe to say that Hulkenberger won that mid-pack battle.
I would agree. I would definitely agree. And he's pushed and pushed, but the main talking point of the battles that we have seen is between Gareth and Dylan as well. So that will be will never be forgotten for quite a few weeks, shall we say, with those two drivers, and see how they get on. Obviously, Dylan is one of the reserves as well.
So here is your official results for the United States Grand Prix. Passmore Ducel with his second win of the season. Nightshades in second. Third is Ryan Wojtek in fourth. Harry B in fifth. Eric Pancakes in sixth. Nitrogash in seventh. Eighth is TL44S. Hulkenberger ninth. Ginger Tiger in 10th. 11th is Maddie. Gareth Hall in 12th. 13th, O. Steven. Dylan in 14th. Turok in 15th. Sir Spud in 16th. 17th is Paul Racetech. Bando Blizz in 18th. And 19th is Sab. We'll get the top three finishers in to do some interviews today, as long as they want to, of course. And that was a fantastic race, Malc.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff there. Brilliant race as well, and got quite a few talking points as well. Don't get me wrong, a few talking points, but overall, I've been quite impressed with some of the driving as well from some of the drivers tonight, and especially like keeping it cool and calm. Yes, we have seen a few incidents tonight, which could be looked at on the stewards afterwards, but overall, when you watch the battles, you just can't get rid of those battles as well tonight.
So just waiting on the top three finishers to jump in here so we can interview them. I hope everyone watching enjoyed that, because that was a fantastic battle to watch in the mid-pack. And, congratulations to Passmore Ducel, of course, getting his second win of the season. Not really a contender for the championship. He might mathematically still be in it, but without bad races from everyone in front of him, I don't really see him making a challenge this season. But Nightshades does increase his lead just a little bit at the top of the standings after this race, and we are officially past the halfway point now. So it's only, 5 races left to go.
Yeah, 5 races left to go, and obviously next week we're at the home of the... You had your home Grand Prix, Tim. We're going to have our home Grand Prix, which is the Silverstone, the home of the motorsport, the British motorsport as well. Silverstone is absolute iconic track, and can't wait for it for next week. But I believe I believe we've got 2 of the drivers who's just come into the commentators box. So before you say anything, guys, can you please make sure your allow voice to be shared is set to always allow. If you're not sure how to do it, go to the party settings, and there's an option called allow voice to be shared. Make sure it's set to always allow. So while Passmore Ducel and also Nightshades get that set up and ready to go, Tim will be able to do the questions for tonight to hear their thoughts of their battle tonight, and everything else related to the USA Grand Prix. So, guys, are you all set, ready to go?
Yep.
Cool. So Tim will be talking to the drivers now. So, Tim, over to you.
All right. So, do we have our third place finisher of Ryan in here?
No. I have messaged, but I think he's not on there. But
okay,
we'll try and get him in as quickly as possible.
Okay, well then we will start with our second place finisher of Nightshades. So Nightshades, going into this race, you were leading the points by 11 points. That lead has now increased a little bit with your second place finish. So I mentioned it at the beginning of the stream, and I was wanting to ask you this. When you're entering a race with a points lead like that, where you have a little bit of a cushion, but it's still very narrow, what is going through your mind? Are you worried more about the championship battle, or are you worried more about winning that race?
To be honest, just scoring good points. I think in this league, consistency wins you a championship, basically. So yeah, just as long as I get points on the board, I'm happy. So yeah, not really going into it trying to win every race.
Do you think that you could have done anything differently today to be able to get around Passmore Ducel and win this race? Because you all had a nice battle there for a while, and it just seems like Passmore Ducel was able to, chase you down and get around you, and then by that point, he was just long gone. You stayed close to him. You just weren't quite fast enough to get around him. So was there anything different you might have been able to do?
I don't know. Well, I think I should have probably defended a bit harder, but I think I thought I'd stay in the DRS and try and get him towards the end, but my tyres, they started going on the warning, so I think he had the tyre advantage towards the end, so I think I made the wrong decision to go on the mediums, but I think I'd done it on Tuesday, and I ended up winning the race, so I thought I'd do the same again, but it just didn't work out this time.
And how do you feel about Silverstone next week?
Love it, mate. I can't wait to race. Like I said on Tuesday, it's probably my worst track. I hate it, really, so I'm just glad it's over and done with now for these 2 rounds, and yeah, look forward to Silverstone.
All right, well, congratulations on your second place finish today, Nightshades. That was Nightshades for Bump and Run Racing, which also helps your constructor standings status. So congratulations there to you. Now to talk to our third place finisher of Ryan. So Ryan, you weren't here earlier, so first just make sure that you have allowed your voice to be shared. If you don't know how to do that, go over to the party settings, click always allow, and let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready, guys. Was all ready on the settings, so yeah.
All right, awesome. So Ryan, this was your first race with the Invictus Racing League's Realistic Performance League, and you really could not have done that much better for your debut race. You came in third, you got a podium. So tell us what your expectations were like going into this race, and did you exceed them or did you match them?
Well, a bit of mixed feelings, to be honest. I started 4th place. Could have done better because, I don't know who was behind me on my last qualifying lap, but I was 4 tenths down, so I could have gone faster in quali as well. So P4, all that happy. Then the race, safety car came on lap 3 or 4. I decided to go to mediums to do a 2-stopper, mediums and then mediums again. But they fell off too quickly, and I thought a bit earlier on lap 15 or 16, I think, for a second set of mediums. Just couldn't catch them anymore. Quite happy with the podium, of course, starting P4.
Is there anything that you would do different in that race in order to maybe get a better finishing result?
I don't know. I could have gotten to could have done a 1-stopper as well. I like the guys in front. I was the only one who did a 2-stopper, I think. So maybe if I would have done a 1-stopper, I would have gone in front of them. I don't know. I went in. I was the only one. I think the front guys that went in during the safety car, so didn't really work out in the end. But I've got a podium, so I'm good.
Well, congratulations on your podium in your debut race, Ryan, and I'm sure there'll be more for you to come. So now to talk to our winner, Passe-moi du Sel. You have won the United States Grand Prix. This is your second win of the season, and apparently you had a pretty bad race last night in the F3, so does this feel like it's proper redemption for you?
Yeah, Circuit of the Americas is definitely not my favorite or the one I'm good at. So last night was my first race, like my first competitive race there, and I was doing pretty well, but until I went for a pit and then spun out. Today was very much different, and I'm so happy, and I wasn't at all expecting to be able to have the pace for tonight.
So is it safe to assume that going into this race you did not think that you would be standing on the top spot of the podium?
No, I was maybe had a look on the podium, but definitely not the top step. So tonight I'm very happy. I'm gonna sleep well tonight.
Well, congratulations! You did such a fantastic job. There really wasn't there wasn't much that happened for your race. Obviously, you were battling with Nightshades. So just tell us about what it's like to battle with Nightshades. He is the points leader. Are you ever concerned about maybe ruining his championship hopes, or are you just worried about your race? Because generally, the race car driver's mentality is, I care about my race and my race only.
Well, yeah, I care about my race, but tonight I haven't really raced with Nightshades before in the season, but tonight I understand why he's the points leader, because he just knows how to drive consistently well lap after lap. So knowing that I beat the championship leader tonight, I'm really happy about that.
Malc, do you have anything to say?
I was going to say, well done to Passmore Dussault. I was saying in the stream to Tim, you try and get rid of those demons from last night's F3 race, to be fair, and you brought yourself back up to winning race. So this, obviously, you had your second win on the second win of the season. Can we see another gear kicking off from yourself, Pass?
Well, 2 weeks ago in Austria was my first reverse grid race, and I had to get used to the midfield pack. Because it's really, how do I say this, mayhem, kind of. Everything,
Manic.
everybody's everywhere, and it's hard to control. Even though you can drive well and you have the rhythm, you can always get tapped by someone. So, but by kind of failing 2 weeks ago, I learned a lot from it, and hopefully next week when I start towards the back of the grid, I can show that I learned something about it, and and Silverstone is one of my favorite tracks in the world, so hopefully that helps as well.
Hopefully we'll do that as well. But Passmore Dussault, you are winner of the USA Grand Prix. Congratulations to you, mate. Well done for tonight. Brilliant stuff. Well done to also Nightshades and Ryan for their top 3 finishes as well. So, Tim, have you got any final thoughts before we wrap it up for tonight?
I think that's just about it. There's not much more that I really can say. It was an insane race, a good race. Definitely intense battles in the mid-pack, but it all ended fine in the end with Passmore Dussault on the top spot of the podium. Nightshades extending his points lead, a first-time podium finisher in his debut race, and that mid-pack battle pretty much lasted the entire time. So that was a fantastic race. I'm glad to have been here. So thank you to everyone who watched. Thank you to all the drivers for racing with us as well, and congratulations to the top 3 finishers. And I think that's just about all that we have time for. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, have fun and goodbye.